Okay, I put out a video yesterday where I demoed the 6-inch toms that I built, my Stealth 6-inch mini toms, acrylic, nice little toms. I demoed those with the Strike Multipad and the Mimic Pro sound module. And some of the info I put out there was not correct. I assumed that the trigger setup and the trigger settings for piezo pads is the same on the Strike Multipad as the Strike module, and that's not true. Actually, this morning I did a little more tweaking. I went into the manuals and got in there a little bit deeper this time. And end result is not just these special little toms that I built to be more sensitive on the rims, but all my drums right now are triggering fine, triggering great on the Strike Multipad. In the settings utility menu, there's two different areas in the trigger parameters to adjust. One is under pad, and that actually changes per kit. You have to set up your parameters for the same drums over and over again, but that's kind of like the fine-tuning area. You got threshold and sensitivity, and it's kind of on a per kit and per pad basis. But in the utility menu, you have the trigger setup also, which I had dealt with, but one thing I hadn't tried, and that was raising the rim gain high in that. You can go all the way up to 32, and I don't necessarily need it up to 32 on everything, but by setting that high, you can go back in on the pad settings and adjust, fine-tune the rim sensitivity even more. But by setting that up to high, you will get rim response out of a piezo pad. It doesn't have to have it be an Alesis piezo pad. Every one of my drums are triggering fine with it right now. So I'm going to turn off the module. I'm going to turn off the mic, and I'm going to just demo that. Each one of the drums. I'll show you how it works with the Strike Multipad. I purchased a used Strike module this morning. I haven't had the Strike module in my possession since early release, early firmwares and stuff. So I really wanted to get a hold of that with the latest firmware and go through some things. All my cymbals and hi-hat and so forth, it was already set up with the earlier firmware with the Strike module. So I want to fine-tune all that. Actually, my drums were also working with the earlier firmware. So I need to check that out and see if there are things that I need to do with my ISM6 conversion system and maybe my original ISM conversion system to be compatible with the Strike module, so it'll perform great with the Strike module. I may have to do some physical modifications. I'm not sure, but I will do that probably this coming week or next week. Probably by next week, I'll start working on that to get everything all set up perfectly for the Stealth drum and cymbals. But for today, let me just turn off the mic and I'll demo how all this works on the Strike Multipad, the piezo pads.